Hey coaches, welcome back to Football Talk with Coach Chip right here on the good old YouTube, where we continue and finish our discussion with Coach Jack Byrne, the DC at Campbell High School in Litchfield, New Hampshire. This was so much fun to do. It was so much fun to talk with Coach Byrne for an extended period of time. I just wound him up and let him go, y'all. And it was unbelievable. This is part 5. It's the 5th and final episode. He's covering his Blitz game. And if you haven't seen the other 4 episodes, episode 4 was the video clips, and that's good stuff, cuz. That's good stuff. Part 3 was give players ownership. Part 2 was safeties and corner play, his secondary play. And then part 1 is when he outlines the foundational football, how he builds it conceptually where the kids know what they're doing and they're able to make decisions in the heat of the moment in the game because he's given them that sense of ownership. But it was just a pleasure to do. I'm going to tell you, it wasn't a pleasure to edit. You know, I'm going to think twice in the future about telling coaches, just go and I'll fix it later, because I'm not a good editor, and you probably have figured that out already. All right, so let's get to it. Let's pay a few bills and let Coach Byrne share his Blitz package with us right here on Football Talk with Coach Chip. Of course, Football Talk with Coach Chip, since the spring of 2025, has been powered by Just Play Sports Solutions, the My Just Play app that I've been using since the spring of 2021. All of my diagrams that I've used on the videos I've made since 2021 have come from Just Play Sports Solutions and my Just Play app. And what's great about it is you get to keep it. It's not like you got to download it from Huddle when you change programs. It's yours. You keep it. But they also, here's their moneymaker to me. This is the key thing. You buy the team package and your players get an app on their phone. So when you create a playbook, when you diagram, by the way, the diagrammer, the play drawer, it's the best one ever. And I've used them all. I mean, if it was out there, I used it over the years. And this is the easiest one, the best one I've used. Look at the diagrams I've made since 21, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But when you make a playbook, when you make scout cards, when you create a scouting report, when you do a game plan, you can share it to your kids. They'll have it with them all the time because it's on their phone. Since players never go anywhere without their phones, they'll always have their playbook. They'll always have their game plan. They'll always have their scouting report. It's all right there. You can add video to the diagrams, which brings them to life, just like I do here on Football Talk with Coach Chip. And it's just the best thing going. So you don't have to print. You don't even have to print out your scout cards for your scout offense or scout defense. You just create them and have them on your iPad and just show them to the kids in the huddle at practice, and boom, they go do it. And you don't have to worry about filing away from when you play that team next year because it's filed away, saved in the app. My Just Play takes care of that for you. Contact my friend, Coach Brad Rumsey. You know he's good people because he's a former O-line coach. You can contact him by email at brumsey@justplayss.com. Or you can hit him up like I do. Just call Brad at 517-937-5433 and tell him old Coach Chip sent you. And y'all, I'm telling you, let them turn you on to this stuff. It's the best thing going. Like I said, I paid for it myself out of my pocket back in 2021 because I got tired of downloading things from Huddle, and keep making it my own. All right. Having a system is important. Listen, the gun power spread system is only $100. Folks, it covers everything from soup to nuts. It has periodic updates. I've already updated the first edition. And all you got to do is hit me up at seagle.chip@gmail.com and say, hey, Coach, I want to check out your gun power spread system. I send it to you. And I say, hey, Coach, check it out. See if it's what you want. Because the last thing I want to do is take money from somebody and leave them dissatisfied. And leave them like, man, this was a bunch of bull crap. Because I've bought stuff off the internet for many years now. And it's always been a crapshoot. And you get it and you go like, oh, yeah, that's okay. and so you spend some money and then, you're just trying to find one thing. And sometimes I didn't find anything. And so now I'm saying, here, I'll send it to you. I'll email it to you. You check it out. That's how confident I am that you'll find something. You'll find so many things in the GPS. You go like, holy crap, this is good stuff Coach Chip's come up with. And really I didn't. I stole it from a lot of people and had a lot of help from coaches on staff with me over the years to come up with the gun power spread system. I call it GPS for short. And I'm not one of those guys that tried to give my offense a cutesy name. It didn't have a name for years until I wrote it down and created a one package. And I had to have a system. And I tell people, I said, Chip's offense just doesn't sound right. Who's going to buy? Oh, look, it's Chip's offense. It just doesn't roll off the tongue like West Coast or Air Raid does it. And so I came up with this name just because it's got to have a name. And I'm not an expert marketer. I didn't work on Madison Avenue. So check it out. It's good stuff. I love it. And the coaches everyone I've sent it to, not a single person that I've sent it to has hit me back and said, Coach, I looked at it. It's just not my thing. If you're an under center guy, you're going to get a ton out of it. If you're a gun guy, a pistol guy, you're going to get something out of it. I promise. Because the roots of this offense were under center. And when our players changed, we changed with it. And that's why it became a gun offense. But you can still, basically everything we do can be done under center, except for the RPOs. I don't think you can run the power read the way that we ran it from under center either, but you could try it. But except for the read stuff, it all carries over under center, and it's good stuff. I really enjoy it. All right, the offensive line manual still going strong, which is only $29.99 on Amazon. But if you buy it directly from me, you got to pay me an extra penny because I'm going to ship it to you and also send you the ebook. By the way, I just got an email this morning from a coach who had bought it off Amazon and heard on the podcast or on the YouTube channel that they could get a free ebook. That's right. You buy one, you get the other free. So if you buy the ebook from me, I'll send it to you right away. You send me your address. I mail you a copy of the offensive line manual, paperback. So you'll have something to highlight and write in the margins in. But you'll also have the ebook to make presentation to your coaches. It's full of videos too. Even the paperback is full of videos. How'd you do that, Coach? Hey, listen here. I'm a high-tech redneck. QR codes, baby. All of the video links plus 15 more new ones that weren't in the original offensive line ebook are in the paperback. Oh, by the way, I added those 15 new ones to the end of the ebook too. So those are in there. So you're not getting shortchanged. If you bought the ebook 2-3 years ago when it first came out, hit me up and let's talk about getting you a copy of the paperback as well. So check out the offensive line manual for gap down backer blocking, unleashing the power of angles and leverage. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and check out our, now it's like 60 free resources available to subscribers. Just for subscribing to the channel, it opens that up. So join the over 4,000 coaches who have already subscribed. Do it today. And there's the list. It's 56 on this list. I think it's 60 now. I think it is. And hit me up and I will send you anything on this list. I'll send it to you. Also, I mentioned it. Check out the podcast. It's everywhere you find podcasts, Spotify, Apple, and there's 4 or 5 others that I'm not familiar with that I checked it out a few weeks ago and I said, oh, wow, it's there too. And they all kind of pick up on each other's podcasts, and I don't know how that works, but they all do it. So all kind of great guests. We've done 50 episodes. I'm taking a couple of weeks off, going to start season 2 in a couple of weeks with a very special guest. I'm nailing the details down as we speak. Thanks to Brian Hale, who does our music on the podcast and on this here YouTube channel. Brian Hale will help you figure it out. You can find him at Hale Yeah Digital, and he takes care of things for us from the music point of view. You can see down here at the bottom of the card, haleyeahdigital@gmail.com, and they have a website, haleyeahdigital.com. seagle.chip.com. And they do that beautiful theme music. Don't forget, you can help old Coach Chip out and support Football Talk with Coach Chip at buymeacoffee.com/Coach Chip. You can do it because I was able to set up the account. And if I can set it up, you can participate in it. That's for sure, for sure. And there again, there's our freebies. Well, let's get started. Let's go over and talk with Coach Jack Byrne, defensive coordinator at Campbell High School in Litchfield, New Hampshire.
All right, so for the Blitz game, this is a mic open against the Florida State kid. I'll brag.
Go ahead.
No, I'd brag for this kid. I mean, he was such a tough quarterback to beat. You know, the film I'll show today is us winning most matches, but man, he was so smart. So on this one, this is still only a 4-man rush. And we called them Mike Blitz. And then these guys, really just, it's the call between the nose and the mic on what they were doing. And the center got confused and he swallowed up the mic and our nose ended up getting through. And our nose was definitely not going to catch him one-on-one, but he definitely threw off the timing. Now that buys us time to get through. We get a sack on a very good player early in the game. Okay, this is a Bama. So we see Bama weak. Bama always happens to the weak side. We call our strength from the back, from the back to front. So, you know, if this back was in pistol, we'd probably call strength to the right because of the field, because it's balanced. But because the back is offset to the right, we're going to run our Bama from the left. This is the free safety.
That's what I'm going to ask you. What if there is no weak side?
Exactly. Right.
What is your de facto weak side?
Yeah.
Away
So
from the back?
yeah. So we would, yeah, sorry. So away from the back in this case. Yes. So if he was in pistol, right, we would call strength to the field and we'd be running this stunt.
Okay. That was my question. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So because he's offset, we live with it and we're good. We're going to, our most common coverage with a Bama blitz is going to be crash. So that'll be a 4 under 2 deep because it's just much easier for the free safety to slide in and become the hook curl player over here. And then these guys can stay as normal as possible. So the safety in the corner can play as normal as possible. We send those 2 guys. Now the free week 1, I would rather him play back here and roll up. He actually got a little too cute, then went back, and then should be going forward. He really should be able to slide right in here. I should see him staying still, not backing up. So see how that hitch opens up? He should be sliding right under that hitch of 2 and picking that for 6. Right? And you can see that's where the quarterback wanted to go. And I don't know if he can see that through all the crap. If this free safety was where he was supposed to be, and then that quarterback could throw the ball, that's probably a pick 6 for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the sack, which is good. We'll take that.
The Bama worked.
Yep, Bama worked. Yeah, and they ran it as, let's see what they decided to do. It looks like a week 1. Let's just run them over. But when you look at the first guy threw occupy the guard. Yeah, they're both getting off. So another good sack against a good team. Bama week again there. Here's just a mic.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a good one where the mic's already going. The free knows that he's got inside help on both sides, so he doesn't have to worry about number 2s. He's only got to worry about the back. That back right away starts to flare. So he actually doesn't have to chase the flare. I'd rather see him keep creeping, keep walking up, find a spot, because the flare is not what we care about. We care about picking this off as this kid comes in through the slant. Okay, another Bama week. This I like better. So they ran a screen, but if you watch the safety's feet, if he had run that regular hitch again, I really like how our safety's creeping. He takes one false step, but he's up in in that hook curl zone as we run the Bama.
That was a good call because you were in that Bama situation again. They're about to catch you in that blitz. Yeah.
And they called the screen. They were pretty good, man. They were good. Yeah, their coach Jason Colley, he was a great guy. We talked for months leading up to that game. Just me calling him from New Hampshire. He called me from Florida, and it was a very, very cooperative. It was the best that football had to offer. Like really, really a cool experience to go across the ocean and go play a team that was your ally, but they played hard.
That's really cool. That is so cool.
So in this one, I think this is one where the mic will tell him. Yeah, I think we had a mic on, or we had I don't know if we officially declared it as an outside strong, but if you can see it, he sent this backer, and you can see the mic. He's going to slide over a little bit to know that he's going to play the hook curl. Right.
I was about to say that end zone is not very deep, but it's just an extra line in the end zone.
Yeah, it's an extra line probably for some rugby stuff or Gaelic football or whatever.
That Gaelic football is huge over there.
Yeah, and hurling and all that. Oh, it's awesome. So, yeah, it just shows that, just very multiple. Now, as the year goes on, our Mike got really good at a lot of baiting, and he's coming up. Can you occupy the eyes of that guard so that he's just a little bit slower so someone comes off free? We really want someone to come off free in a 3 or 4 man rush anytime we can. Okay, so here's one where the backer's up, hopefully up long enough to occupy this tackle's eyes. He backs off. We run a mic. We get off and make a play. So we didn't totally fool anybody, but right, he did turn his head. Like, this kid gave some attention to this. He had to, because of his whatever pass protection he's taught. So it takes a little bit out of his gas tank, and now we're just trying, can we get someone out of 4 to come pretty free? And we do. This was that exchange, that swap and drop. So these guys had talked, hey, it's 3rd and 11. I don't know if we had gone over it on the sideline or whatever, but if you watch, this backer will go and the DN drops. So the backer goes, the DN's going to cheat, and then he'll be the hook curl guy to that side. Another screen against us, but that's just an example of what they can do. And if you look alignment again, right, that depth is really deep. And that actually helped us on this, right? If you think about, if we had attacked them from 1 inch from the ball and they're running a good screen on us, this might put us in a little bit of trouble.
Oh yeah.
Whereas, I guess we still chased them pretty good. And actually, the other thing to see is the built-in tan stunt that I didn't, I probably 3rd and long. Fine. I'll never mind it if they want to run a tan. Right. They'll loop it around. So we got a tan stunt on the right. We got a DN dropping on the left. And that's all just base. We're just calling base. And they're making some of those decisions, which I think is pretty cool. Let's go. Another mic open, so you can see we've gone into a bare front down in here. We've come all the way into a 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we can give a little tug here, open up that A gap for the mic. And everything else is the same. They protect it pretty good.
Oh, I can see why. They were holding.
Yeah.
Look at the tackle at the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
Trying to get back outside, and the guy holding him, he won't pull it. He won't let him get outside. That's a good offensive line play, in my opinion.
Exactly. Well, in all fairness, we gave him a pretty good tug to start the fight to open it up for the mic. And then we'll finish the blitzes with the defensive TD. So we had a tan and the backer baiting, right? So the mic's baiting the blitz, the backer's baiting the blitz. We have a tan on the left, I believe. Oh, nope, tan on the right side. Okay, so we get this tackle's got to think of a lot of stuff here, right? Is he coming or not? They're running a tan up here. The Mike's baiting it too. And then the backer that dropped, gets the pick six. As the play goes on, it's not a hard play, but that all stems from, we rushed 3. It's pretty nice. It's always fun to be the gunslinger and take risks, but why take it if you don't need to? You know what I mean? If you can front load your work and teach the kids about all the flexibility they have, and now this looks like I have a clue what I'm talking about, and our defensive staff really knows what we're talking about. There's a lot of movement, there's a lot of stuff happening there.
Oh yeah,
and it's nice to just get the pick six, but it's pretty nice when it works out with a 3-man rush. So let me hit a couple let's get one where we adjust to sky. So
now that's a logo.
Yeah, that's Malden Catholic. They are the Notre Dame of Boston.
Hash to hash.
Yeah. Good guys. They're my favorite private school in Massachusetts. I got a very good friend that's the AD there, and they're good, tough kids. They're very blue collar private school. I love it. So you'll see them. We start in cloud. It's 3rd and 15. They've decided, and I'll tell them, I don't care either way. If you want to stay in the coverage, that's fine. But we have to know what number 2 does. If number 2 disappears like this, there's no reason to leave this much space. Someone needs to be filling that. So either the corner can start to cheat in, or if we want to change to sky, we'll have the safety come up, and that's what they do. So he motions, and now you can just see we start going back, and he's going to jump up. If they ever ran a slant to him, he should have good timing to pick that off.
Mm-hmm.
He does. It ends up having to be a rollout, comeback. One thing that turns out okay sometimes, but I don't love it, is we'll tell guys that on a rollout pass, if the Mike can't become the 4th rusher to get to the quarterback, then the outside backer will do it. I don't love it when both of them do it. I'd really like to see them decide and make a call like this. What should happen once he rolls out is he should go. I'd rather see the Mike dip back. So if you see that, if you see the 2 guys coming, one of them really should be peeling back. Numbers wise. It's another one where we adjust the sky, right? You see him make the signal, right? They're switching.
Coach, it's so confusing from an offensive point of view because there's just so much movement and they're coming from everywhere.
Yeah. But this is all base. This is all just one call that we've drilled over.
Yeah. But if you're just looking at it and not heard what you said about it, how you build it and install it, it just looks like somebody just walked up and kicked a damn fire ant bed.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I love how this kid did it. He's confident that he doesn't have to rush forward, but everything he does is forward now. And as the quarterback peeks over here, you saw him actually lean pretty good. If that quarterback wanted to throw that hitch to the kid who all of a sudden the corner backed up, right? He wants to throw that hitch. We get someone's coming. It ended up being a go route, but quarterback wanted to look over there. Yeah, here's one where we adjust. Yep. Okay, I see on this one. So on this one, they have Trey. So what we tell kids on a trips formation, the best backer to send as the 4th rusher should be the backside backer. Sending the Mike is fine, but that backside backer needs to now take his hook curl over to the other side. So we just call it, we just call both of those coverages hook curl. Sometimes we'll say against trips, we need 2 hook curls to the same side. So what we do instead is, this is our way of, making us look like we're calling a lot of blitzes with different guys. And really, this is still just a base call with a backer baiting up here, and he'll drop. The mic is now a dropper because it's trips, the tight end, and the backside backer is going to be the one that goes. So the top of your screen is the backer that goes. So now we have a 4-man rush. That seems like more than what it is. And that kid's rushing that throw a little bit. Doesn't look good to me. But he had a great game against us otherwise, actually. Played very well. Same thing, backside of Trey. We get a nice bait blitz up here. I'm coming, but we're actually sending this kid. The mic has been coming all day, but the mic's going to drop, and he's going to drop. Now we're in good shape. And now this is kind of cool because curl players, sometimes they fade out too far and this curl or slant sneaks behind them. But look at what the free safety does. That free safety knows that he is now becoming a backer. He has help on this side. So watch when that slant from number 11 looks like it's going to come open. Linebacker makes a mistake, but the free is there because he gets to come down.
Bonus player.
Yeah, so even with a mistake, that free has basically done what another inside backer would have done, right? From here, except he did it from up here. Yep. Okay, this was a cloud lock, so coverage. We saw they had a this Y receiver was a very tall, talented kid. So we had a package where we just called cloud lock, and we took our free safety, and we said, you are playing man on him, and we can't call stab. So we just doubled a really, their best player. So if they have a kid that's a real good player, if you have some X receiver that's a stud, well, then take your free safety or whoever you want to call your X and just put him in his face, and then just make sure you're calling the correct coverages behind it.
Yep.
And it's all the same. So again, if we have, let's say this kid gets hurt. If our free safety gets hurt and we're at a small school and the next kid doesn't know all the rules and he's playing tentative, well then, hey, let's just lock them. Let's just put them on their best player or just blitz them, right? Let's find our next best football player, put him at X. And just because you're the X doesn't mean you have to line up at a free safety. We'll just have you, hey, our next best player is a D end. Hey, guess what? You're playing X and you're going to blitz from the strong side and just go. So gave us some flexibility there with that cloud lock stuff. Okay, we got a good double team here. This time the second free safety comes in and he bails a little bit, but I love how he stays there. He takes care of that dig underneath. He didn't panic and become too much of a D-back. He stayed in and played that deep hole.
So he's like a linebacker, but he was coming from depth instead of coming from regular linebacker.
Exactly. It's Tampa 2 coming from depth instead of backing up.
Right.
So if it was the Buccaneers with Derek Brooks going back to that, or if it's our guy coming up to it, right, we end up in the same spot.
Correct.
And then let's see. I'll give us one more. Let's do. Yeah, so there's one more where we switch to sky. Right, so you can see the safety who started deep. You'll see him up here because that number 2 disappeared, and now we have something other than a cloud coverage, so it's very safe for us to fly up. Now he's in on a small gain. So yeah, so that's our stuff, Coach. I mean, that's
Man, that's good stuff right there, Coach Byrne.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's been fun to put it together in a way that I get so proud to say I don't watch film till 3 a.m. I'm in bed before my opponent. And that's not because I'm slacking. I'm doing it because that's important. I think it's a big deal to make sure that you and your coaches are are living in a healthy way. You're able to hang with your families, and you front loaded the work so much. You've spread that basic workout over the year with just little doses, and then you rep the crap out of it during practice and summer, and you're good to go. And all the other calls and stuff, trust me, if you and I went out for a beer and we had napkins and stuff, we could draw every call we want and any name we want. But I'm not sure how many of my 17-year-old kids, they might want the beer, but they don't want to draw on the napkins and have a million play calls. You know what I mean?
I ain't sharing. But you're doing what a lot of offensive guys have been doing now for years. You're teaching the defense conceptually.
Yes. Exactly.
And that makes a difference. And I can see where you gave us a lot of stuff. This is going to be 4 or 5 episodes.
Hey,
but the point is, it's all good stuff. And I can see guys that are running an even defense getting some ideas from this, or guys that are running some type of odd front getting ideas from this. But the way you're teaching and it conceptually, if that makes sense, you're teaching the kids the concepts, which is how they're getting the ownership, because they understand what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
What they're trying to accomplish in reality.
Yeah. And some of it, Coach, is like, some of it you get to put the relationship stuff in there. I can tell the kids, hey guys, I want to go home and have dinner with my family tonight. I need you to make the right calls here. You do it. You tell me that you get the next 5 minutes. I want to see you call. I want to see what happens if I was making all crappy calls and I needed you to take over, what would happen? So we'll run 5 minutes of scout with me not being able to say anything. And, all those things that just give those kids some responsibility and some pride that they're doing it. They don't need their hand held, and they're being taught the right stuff by someone who really cares about them. And I know that they care about me back, because, man, I have had a lot of time where I get to go home, play catch with my kids, because I'm not out till 7 o'clock. I'm still tired, but I'm home, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. So hopefully other coaches can get a few things from it. And I really do want to help as much as I can. I mean, it's a little different chapter for me going into the football business side of things, but I really think that this approach could help some people. So if anybody liked the defensive stuff, I can promise I have the same approach with how we talk to parents, how we do our off-season training, how we do our offense, our special teams. And, I'm always up for sharing ideas. So
that's awesome. And I love that about you. And that's one of the reasons why when I decided to do this guest coach series, you were in that first batch that I reached out to come and be on Football Talk with Coach Chip. Yeah. And Coach, I appreciate you being here so much.
I appreciate you. This is really good. You do it right, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, coaches, that's it. Our 5-part discussion with Coach Jack Byrne, defensive coordinator of Campbell High School up in Litchfield, New Hampshire. And in case you've forgotten from way back in episode 1, he was a head coach for many, many years. He's married, got little kids, and he wanted to be able to be a dad. Can you blame him? And be the proper dad that he should be for his kids. And so he stepped back, went to a smaller school, and took a DC role. But he carried what he'd been doing as a head coach. Those video clips that he showed us in episodes 5 and 4 were from his last stop, where he was the head coach up there at Wyndham High School, which is also in New Hampshire. But thank you so much, Coach Byrne, for being on the guest coach series here on Football Talk with Coach Chip. Coaches, be sure, if you're not already a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like this video and then share it with all your buddies. Now you got something to share with the defensive coaches in your life, and send that out to them and say, hey, watch this guy right here. Check him out. All right, don't forget, we are proudly sponsored and presented by Just Play Sports Solutions and my Just Play app, where you get all the diagrams that you see here on Football Talk with Coach Chip. Coach Byrne's diagrams were not from Just Play Sports Solutions, but I'm trying to get him on board with the good people over there at Just Play. And we appreciate them so much for signing on and being a partner with Football Talk with Coach Chip. Be sure to check out our other videos, over 300 of them available to you. Also, go check out the other videos here in the guest coach series. We've got everything from the Army offense to under center wing T, to pistol wing T, shotgun, you name it. That's all right here. If you know a coach that you want to get on the guest coach series or you'd like to be on it, hey, as we approach summertime, some of us got a little downtime, a little more time to talk with Coach Chip. I sure would appreciate it. Hey, y'all, until next time, be elite.